It's funny how Christmas music just disappears after 25th. And it's technically still Christmas season until January 6th, the 12 days of Christmas. That's when it actually ends. Ah. So, let me just turn this on a little bit. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy New Decade. And some of you, if you remember, there used to be like a news station called 2020, and they'd always advertise like say 2020 wins. So let's just make that a model, like 2020 wins. So hopefully for all you, this will be a winning year. Hopefully for me too. I'm having to make a couple decisions, a very important decision, like right now, today, yesterday, and today, that it's a risk. It's a huge financial risk. Basically, not accepting a certain thing. We'll see if it's the right direction or not. But, anyways, hopefully, this is the right direction. I'm still going to be doing more YouTube. I'm going to be still. Now, here's a little thing that I'm going to be doing for 2020. I was going to wait, but I'm going to release this now. I'm starting to work on making some music, specifically EDM, deep bass. At least I'm at the very beginning stages, so don't expect anything out like within weeks. Happy New Year's, Tragic Winter. Glad you made it. Decided to throw because I was looking on YouTube as well as all the TV stations, and ever since Times Square ended, they don't really do much for California. I know there's a Hollywood Los Angeles thing, but I didn't see anything on YouTube, and even on the major broadcast channels, there's only the Cooper live, and that's not this live, but they're live talking about it in Times Square in California. It's really a weird thing. It's like they're there, but they're not there. But I decided to create this for California and for West Coasters because there really isn't anything out there. There's like an Earth Cam for New York City, and all it shows is the street sweepers. Maybe I should move to Los Angeles and start doing YouTube there. um, Lighting, all that stuff, I'm doing it at a different location, so it's not my typical desk. But yes, please, I'll crank up the music a little bit. Happy New Year. So tell me, Tragic Winter, you start. What's your New Year's resolution? What are you going to do for New Year's? I was joking around with people saying my first New Year's resolution is not to make one, but I always say that. Okay, so one, work on my YouTube a little more closely. Two, making a decision. Don't have one? Maybe you could do a YouTube one. Hey, how about your New Year's resolution is maybe to do a collab with me? That'd be kind of cool. Next thing, yeah, I want to get to I still want to get to 10,000 subscribers, but 2,000 will be the practical New Year goal. But that's just a number. That's nothing. Making music, trying to get something out. I won't give myself a timeline because it's difficult. I've been trying to work with this application software tool called Reaper, as well as a filtering tool called Massive, and Ableton also is. But I haven't really played with Ableton, but it's basically a DJ platform. Other than not accidentally write 2019, you know what, Brian? For the longest time, I've always had that problem. Where I accidentally write the year, but what's also weird is I've occasionally come across a time where, this didn't happen recently, but where I'd start writing 19 instead of 20 for writing the full year. I don't know why, I just blank out 19 something something. I'm wait a minute, it's not that, it's the 21st century. Yeah, it's brain freeze. That's a good one. I have to be careful about that, especially writing checks and stuff. It's man, a year-old check. Yeah. Let's see, what else am I planning to do for this new year? Well, now that you guys know that Went through the surgery and everything's good. I've been working out more. I've been doing that anyway, so that's not really a New Year's resolution. But I'm going to get back up to what I used to be, and I'm going to propel myself to bigger, stronger heights once I've made sure everything's good. With this new found mobility, I'm definitely going to travel more. Honestly, this past year is kind of, yeah, it really was frustrating. I actually created a health and wellness channel. I'll go into more about the ups and downs of going through that as well as the actual procedure. And I'm also going to be showcasing the surgeon. I'm going to help his channel once once this season settled down, because I got his contact. I'm going to start working on his videos. And the guy is a great surgeon, and definitely want to promote that. And that's another thing I'm going to do this year, if I can. I'm going to start doing cross promotions of other channels and other products and such. There's a guy that does a pendant. I'm not going to mention yet until I have it. I'm going to do a video showpiece on his production, and it's really cool. It's a very different kind. I'll say maleware, not malware like as in computer malware, but like mail wearing, like things you can wear. I'm going to volunteer more if I can, and work on my finances, because as I mentioned before, I made a big decision because I was offered something that could have provided me a decent amount of money, but well, let me just say that when I walked into the place, I felt it felt like my life was draining, and it reminded me of things I used to do in the past, like jobs I had in the past, that if I were to do that, I wouldn't be the same person. I wouldn't be the person you know now. I would fall into this hole of, I mean, the thing is, I'm still going to try, and it's a big decision because it's decent money, and it would do well for my bank account, but I know it would probably demolish my YouTube, and as well as demolish my demeanor, and I would become a robot. I know I would. I've been down that road before, and I would. I don't know. It's one of those things that, it's great. It's like the old adage: when you have the money, you don't have the time, and when you have the time, you don't have the money. I'm trying to find the equilibrium where I have the time and the money, but So those are my New Year's resolutions. That, get stronger, get faster, eat healthier. Yeah. So Tragic, what do you think? Did you come up with anything? Or Brian? Or anyone else that shows up here? I'm just curious what you guys thinking. Oh yeah, there is one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to be in. There's a film I wanted to start working on that I would like to take part. I've been doing a lot of Star Trek stuff, and I thought, why don't I make a small Star Trek mini? But it's just going to be based on a cargo pilot. Since I don't have the crazy bank account like CBS does to make all these fancy special effects things, I was thinking maybe again like a makeshift spaceship kind of cargo hole piloting thing, and then maybe I don't know. That's just spitballing some ideas for the new year. I'm definitely gonna get back more to Pokemon Go, but the game's kind of gone into a weird spot for me, as well as other YouTubers. I've watched Trainer Tips a couple times, but I feel there's a real distance now between those YouTubers and the player base. I don't know. I don't know. And Harry Potter Wizards Unite it's getting a little bit better, and I've for New Year's and Christmas I've kind of binge watched the whole series again, and I got a lot more out of it when I watched the movies over again. But You know, I really wish I wish they would make a Transformers augmented reality or uh, well, Lord of the Rings maybe, because that I would definitely showcase. I need to button down. Oh, that's one thing I need to finish is my merchable icon for my YouTube because I kind of stalled on that, but I'm gonna work on that soon when I can. But oh, speaking of, what do you guys do for Christmas? Did you get anything good, or did you go anywhere? I I was watching a movie called Christmas with the Cranks, and it's a Tim Allen movie, and it's funny but also kind of cringy at the same time. It's about a couple that decide to skip Christmas. Dan Aykroyd's in it, so you have a kind of that planes, trains, and automobile feel to it a bit. But yeah, what do you guys do for Christmas? Anything fun? Making sure. By the way, if you want to see that, what I have on is, oh yeah, just the Yule log. So tragic. Do you do anything for Christmas or get anything interesting? It's kind of funny because honestly, I didn't either. I this Christmas, well, besides the surgery, and I mentioned in the previous video, I won't go into rehash it again. My dogs had issues. Let me film him a little bit. Come on, come on. Yeah, yeah. That's my pet. His name is Cool Money's Nikita. He's had issues with his eyes. He was actually 100% blind in one eye and 25% blind in the other. But we've been taking care of him and such, and now he has his eyesight 100 in both eyes. But well, that was weird. Wi-Fi's fine. I have like now it must have been YouTube itself because the app crashed. It's crazy. I don't know. Yeah, I've definitely eliminated my Wi-Fi because I've been able to stream between laptop and phone and game and stuff. So it must be YouTube itself that causes this issue. It just for some reason it just crapped out. Let me just play this again. I've been noticing that lately. Like even when I'm trying to stream, not myself, but like play things on various channels, YouTube's been acting weird. Maybe it's the combination of YouTube and my internet provider is not being most efficient. Huh. Oh, yeah, Kappa. Oh, by the way, to answer your previous question on the video about the game, the Castle Merge, uh, it's a good game to waste time. And after maybe playing it a few times, you get the gist of it. It's fun for a little thing. I'm gonna play it all the way through to get like unlock everything to see if there's like a final like this is like the ultimate you win kind of thing. But honestly, it gets tedious after a while. But yeah, back to your question about Kappa. I get what they're trying to do, and I researched it a little bit. It all stemmed from an incident or several incidents that came through New York, actually, New York City, and then they stamped YouTube and say, "Hey, you gotta nail this down." And YouTube as well. We don't really want to quash whatever. And they're like, "Well, we're going to make this a legal issue if you keep doing this." And they said, "Well, fine, we're going to have to do it." And which is kind of a weird thing because YouTube is an internationally based entity, but it's since it's housed in the states, all the international companies have to follow by the bylaws of YouTube. So it's going to really affect a lot of the content providers outside the United States. Now, PewDiePie isn't part of that because everyone knows his content is for adults. I mean, yes, it's the 10-year-old army, but and maybe that was kind of like a nail in the head about that because he keeps on talking about his 10-year-old army or 9-year-old army. Honestly, I mean, the majority of people that watch PewDiePie are, I'd say, between 14 and 30-ish, really, for the bulk of the audience. So yeah, there's some young ones, but in the minority. And I've seen actually a lot of younger YouTube content creators that are like under 12, and that's kind of scary. So I get what they're trying to do, but at the same time, their mode of applying it and enforcing it was incorrect because it kind of threw everyone under the bus. Kind of like, well, you better not provide anything that is remotely related to kids, or we're going to kill your channel. You notice that recently they made another update saying that they're trying to focus on content creators being falsely accused, and what they say, like content bullying and some other thing where they're trying to make sure that the false claims and such are more balanced. But I don't know. It's weird. It's a very weird thing in YouTube right now. So basically, what I've been telling people, if you want to cover your bases, if you're going to make anything, just click on not for kids, unless you're specifically like, for instance, Coco Melon. That's a perfect example. Coco Melon, all their videos are kids specifically only, and that's all they're going to do. And they're skyrocketing, so they're safe as long as they check for kids, and they're really not going to check out anything otherwise. Earlier went through all my videos, which took a full hour to update the settings, and if it's for children and all things got. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's almost like YouTube is specifically watching my channel because all the changes and all the things they've done have either knocked me out of monetization 3 times now. Like PewDiePie and all those guys that have already done it are immune, and those that are over 100,000 subscribers are immune. But I've always gotten kicked. The first one was when they changed it from 10,000 views to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 view hours. Then it was the you can no longer stream mobile unless you have over 1,000 subscribers. Fortunately, I was close to that, but I was like, "What are you doing?" And there was one before that, way before that, in the earlier times, where it's just getting monetized. You had to select it versus being automatic. That because with COPPA, it can be a very gray area. For instance, Pokemon Go is not for kids; it's for everybody. So to say that's just for kids, nah. I mean, kids could be involved in a sense that they play the game, but it's not like you're showcasing it. It's meant for kids, and they disable the end screen comments and stuff, which I don't want to happen. Yeah. Now, see, the other thing is, like, some of that stuff I also do is like the My Little Pony. Now, that gets into a very gray area because the show is not just for kids. Well, okay, that show was initially created for kids, but then the show grew beyond that, and it created an adult audience, and then it grew beyond that where it was practically all ages. So I'm tagging that as for adults only because all my commentary is based on a show and for a general audience. It's not a kids thing, and there's actually no kids involved in it. So I haven't had any issues with that yet, but you never know. Fortunately, I'm not going to be doing Roblox stuff or Fortnite anymore. I'm done with Fortnite. And Minecraft, it's a fun game and all, but I can't jump into that. That's oversaturated now. I have been thinking of doing some retro games, like games I used to play, like Meridian 59, EverQuest. I just downloaded the Realm. Maybe I'll showcase the Realm a little bit. Like old MMOs and old games. I won't do like a whole playthrough because they're MMOs. You can't really do a playthrough. Just show you the gameplay. couple weeks ago where you can go live on YouTube again and it shows. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because when the mobile stream thing was an issue way back when it first happened. Oh yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, we could talk about your YouTube logo. That'd be great. You definitely want it. What I've been noticing, and this might actually be an indirect hint, is the merchable products. The logos on merchable items have to be either bold and simple, or oddly enough, like an outline instead of like a picture. Like let's say instead of like this, for instance, a soda can, because there's a lot of little lines and such. It could be just like an outline of a can with like a little, like thick lines and thin lines, just showing a can, and that seems to be more merchable because it's easier to actually reproduce on T-shirts and such. But having like drawing this, for instance, can be a little difficult if you're doing it on your own, or then you're obviously. This one I had since 2016 from the internet before I made my. Okay, yeah, I'd like to see it. So, like, one thing I kind of gotta hit when I was watching Trainer Tips video, the Pokemon Go YouTuber, he did something in After Effects for his logo, and I was thinking about doing something similar because the one I'm working on is an outline of like a scene. It's like a scene, but I'm going to do more than just have like an icon. It's going to be expanded into something else, but it's still a work in progress. Because right now the one I have with the angel wings, it's actually a seraphim. I can't really reproduce that yet. I'm in contact with the artist, or trying to get in contact with the artist, but so I have to make something that's a little more. I mean, I really love it. I wish I could take ownership of it completely. So if I can, I'll keep it. If not, I'll use it as a background image, not mergeable. So that's another project working on. Also doing a little bit of study on this. Not obviously, I'm doing more videos instead. I mean, I have the book as a resource, but I'm just learning some stuff, just for, you know, and well, I'm spreading thin a little bit because I'm between doing that, learning more music editing stuff, and what was the one other thing? I was doing a little programming too, but that's just for like a hobby. That's not a long-term thing. I've always fallen in and out of programming, so that's kind of a thing. Let me just work on this. Yep. All right. Here you go. Yeah. So for those on the West Coast, again, Happy New Year and Happy New Decade. Let's make 2020 a win year for everyone. And for those that are debating on your dreams, go for it. This is the time now to go for your dreams if you can. And that's why I say if you can, because I know all these TV personalities say, go for your dreams, go for it, go for it. Like, yeah, but you don't realize that people just can't go for it. People have to work their jobs. They have mortgages to pay, kids to take care of, school, homework all up the wazoo. Maybe you have a difficult family life or no social life, so you can't just do it. But maybe you can try planning on things. I have a tendency to plan things and just kind of write things out and maybe do 10 or 20% of it, but it's better than zero, So maybe that should be a New Year's resolution is spend like maybe 15 minutes to a half an hour. It doesn't have to be long. And just sit there without TV, smartphone. If you're playing any games, do something that'll take a day to create or work on, so you can just put the phone down. Or if you're playing an MMO, just say, hey, I'm going to take a break. Just sit there and just write down what you really want to do. Not like a bucket list, because that's like a end game kind of thing. Just things that you enjoy doing. It could be as simple as going to the beach, or climbing a mountain, or scuba diving, or Perfect example. Earlier today, I was meeting with family members to work on a car. I was working on an exhaust manifold as well as a catalytic converter. Long story. I won't get into details of that. But while we were waiting to get that set up, some of the family were working on a puzzle. So we got into this puzzle frenzy thing. We're like, we have to do this now. And we actually got they wanted to take the picture of the puzzle and laminate and frame it and put it in like a garage. So we had fun doing the puzzle. See, something like that is just a simple thing you just jump into. It was fun. So I wish more people, if they can, dedicate maybe 10, 15 minutes just to write down stuff that they have different columns. Like one, stuff that makes me happy. Two, stuff that I need to do to make me happy. Three, stuff that I need to avoid that makes me not happy or angry or upset or panic or frustrated. And I know a lot of people, that list is large. But sometimes when you write down a list and you see it written down, it helps. It helps kind of quantify in your mind what's really important and what's not. Because sometimes you look at like, man, a lot of these things are kind of silly. And it's just maybe set some goals like, hey, I'm gonna, and not crazy goals like save the world and world peace kind of stuff, but like maybe lose 5 pounds or gain 2 pounds muscle mass or learn a new skill. Just something that's doable, and something that's doable within a month, not in a year. Now, I'll tell you a reason why you don't want to spend too much time planning. And I've learned about this. There's this thing where you can actually create a dopamine effect in your brain where you spend so much time planning a thing that you start psychologically thinking that you've done the thing, and then you no longer have to do it because in your mind you've already envisioned it being done. And so you get that dopamine boosting, like, oh yeah, this is great, but then you don't actually get it done. So write it down quickly, say, I want to do this, and then just set it aside and then actually go for it. Because it's happens to me a lot. I know it's like I write a lot of plans for things I want to do, but I never actually do it or never focus on it because I spend so much time planning it that by the time I'm done, I'm tired. I'm like, I got other things I need to do. So don't fall into my trap. So I guess that's another New Year's resolution. I have a feeling that 2020 is going to be very good for me. I'm not going to say I'm going to get 1 million subscribers or get the golden job or get into the feature film, anything like that, but I think things are going to be working out this year. I'm hoping. There's a couple things I need to do actually tonight. And, well, let's see. It's currently 12:27 in California, so it's officially 2:32. And is that your how many subscribers you have? You'll get there. Just keep plugging away. You'll get there. Yeah, I think the only state that hasn't gotten New Year's yet is Hawaii, and I've actually tried like last year and the year before. I tried searching for like Hawaii live things, but I don't see it. I mean, they may be on like local TV stations, but I don't see anything big. So for those out in California, I know Raphael, you're out there somewhere in California. Happy New Year, bro. Hopefully things are going good. And yeah, I remember I was in Panera Bread earlier. It was about 6:50, and some lady in the seat behind us was counting down, and she was counting down to 2020 in the UK. And I'm like, wow, it's kind of early. Like, oh yeah. He's like, Happy New Year in the United Kingdom. I was like, okay, yeah. So, anyways, and now some people were asking me in a Mino I belong to, because all the parts of the channel are like a show called My Little Pony, and they're gonna wonder if I was gonna do more of that stuff. I'm like, I will. But for those that don't know, the show ended. Season 9 had its finale. I won't get into details of that for those that watch this for that. It was a really good finale, but it's done. Generation 4 is done for at least the show. There's an IDW Comics that's going to continue on the story. There's a 4.5 small short thing that Hasbro's working on, and then 5th Generation is going to come out soon. And some have asked me if I'm going to do commentary on that. Well, I might. Depends on how it looks and if it's going to go in a certain direction. But I got to backfill and do the commentary for all my other, all the other episodes, and I got mixed results on that, on if they want to do that now or later. So, but I'll just do it at some point once things settle down. I am going to be doing more app games, new stuff that hasn't been shown before. I think if I do like what's new and what's trending on like the Google Play Store, I think that'll be a good start because it won't be old content. Everything's going to be new. Everything's going to be like showcasing. The only thing that's a problem with that, and I talked about this in some of the other videos, is some apps and some games have this annoying habit of having a splash screen ad pop up while you're playing the game. And I can't do that with live streaming because not going to be supporting that ad. But like that Castle Merge thing was great because they had an option where you could click on ads. So I'm going to look for more for those. If it's something where ads will pop up like that zombie thing, I'll just have to do a video edit and just showcase that way, because that game I showed you, if it's 2 videos before about the I don't even remember what it is. It wasn't that spectacular. It's basically the zombie thing. You move a guy around and you shoot and get different weapons. But no kidding, only for like playing for 10 minutes, I had no less than 6 ads. Every time I leveled up, or every time I went to a new screen, or every time I went to a different screen, it would show up an ad. Like, that's ridiculous. I know you're trying to make money, but hey, I don't remember the name of the game. I'm not playing it, so learn from that. And I'm not the only one. Be smart with your ads, please. I'm still playing that Castle Merge. That should give you an idea. I mean, it's an okay game, but I'm still playing it. I'm not going to spend money on it, but I have watched a couple of their ads for some bonuses. Smart thing. I get to select it. It wasn't like it just something that, and that's one other thing. And that's another reason why I've kind of slowed on the Pokemon Go After Dark ghost hunts, because the one particular ghost app always throws up an ad every now and then. I got to get rid of it. Now, I could pay for the professional version, but I don't feel like I should have to if I'm promoting your product. So I'm in the process of looking for another Ghost Radar or Ghost Sonar that's legit. And that's why I like doing my thing, because unlike I like to watch some of the other ghost hunts out there and ghost explorers or whatever you want to call them. And they usually use an Oculus, which is annoying as anything, because you get all that stupid static. It sounds like you ripping through tinfoil. And maybe like one other app that's kind of maybe. But I wanted to do 3 apps simultaneously, switch between it, and show if any results happen. And the very first episode that I did of After Dark, it happened. The same name showed up on 2 different apps at roughly the same time. I mean, this one thing when you have a coincidence of a name appearing in a place, but it's another when you have a name show up in 2 completely separate different apps. So now I'm actually thinking of, as I mentioned before, I didn't really do much this Christmas because I've been kind of off center. I didn't really get anything. Even my birthday, I need to do like a D&D session. That's kind of a gift, is have a D&D get together with a bunch of friends, and I may even film it if it's okay with them. But I want to do more online D&D stuff. But I am planning to get a infrared camera for because I'm still doing After Dark, so I want to do it a little more seriously I mean, I do it seriously already, but I want to have like, if I have 3 apps, put up a camera and do even more. Because every time I've done my ghost hunts, I've always gotten some really good results. So for those that are new to the channel, check out my After Dark videos. They're very interesting. And I wish I had a partner, because when I do those videos, after like 15, 20 minutes, I'm usually alone. And it creeps up on me, especially like there's one I did out in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and it was October, and I actually got sick from that. It was last year, but I was literally in middle of nowhere. D&D and Discord are real. That's actually a good question. Maybe both. Like have an actual stream, like video stream of playing together. I could do both, because when you do a record, so you can't do a live stream of a D&D session, because some people could wind up saying things that could be an issue, especially if they suddenly reveal something they're not supposed to. But yeah, I would probably do a combination of like Discord, maybe even Google Live, Roll20. But I've been watching one. I haven't been watched lately because. Okay, here's a message for Brony D&D. They're late. I haven't seen the last 3 videos of your story, I guess you can call it, because the volume level was super low. Kind of amateur mistake. I just want to mention this for anyone else who's thinking about doing this. Basically, what that is, it's a YouTube video that shows a D&D campaign. It's called Brony D&D. It's a bunch of bronies that play it, and a lot of people that haven't played the game before. Now, I've been watching it because it's really cool watching people that have never played D&D get really into it. They're learning the game, they get excited. But there's a lot of issues with audio between one person speaking too loud and the other people speaking at a certain level. But then the last 2 or 3 episodes, which I haven't watched, there's a particular player, I won't get into names, where the mic was so low that you can barely hear it, and you'd have to crank up the volume on the whole video to such a point that every time it switches to another person, it's so loud. And I usually watch it at night, and I can't watch it because it's, I won't say quiet hours, but there's people sleeping, and I can only watch it during the day. It's difficult to do that. So yeah, and that's something that as a YouTuber you need to really kind of focus on. You need to either get their audio to work or tweak it. It's a recording, so you could tweak it in Premiere and maybe do a compression on the audio and then get everyone else's levels up. I'd say it is a moderate difficulty. So I mean, I could do it, but it's because I've had to deal with audio issues all the time, and that's just something that, especially when you have that many subscribers, it feels like you really need to do more to keep your audience. But I'm going again sidetracked. Tragic, do you play D&D at all, or have you played around with it at all, or are you interested? Let me put it that way. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Dog's kind of sleepy. Yeah, I have to take him out for a walk in a little bit. Yeah, but check out, well, I won't go into showing it, but this whole bag, well, yeah, it's Marshall's bag, but it has like a whole bunch of like medications for the dog. Oh, never played it before. Well, it's a pencil/pen and paper Yeah, it's basically you have dice, like a 20-sided dice, a six-sided, a three-sided, an eight-sided, etc. And you basically create a character sheet based on whatever character you want. Could be like a warrior, a priest, a druid, a monk, whatever your style is. Yeah. Well, Roll20 has a forum which I've posted, but I haven't really got my responses. But they do have a forum for new players as well as seasoned players to get together. Who you actually a good place to start if you don't want to do the online thing, if you want to do the strictly person to person kind of thing, is if you ever go to like a local game store. It could be like a GameStop, may or may not know, but this is more like a place where you buy like board games or miniatures or even some comic book stores or something along the lines. They usually have, or at least they know of where you can play. Yeah, basically, well, I can't say it's one way because certain people do it some ways and some people do it other ways. But yeah, you create a character sheet, which is an actual piece of paper. You have your class, your race, etc., your age, and your backstory of like what your character wants or desires to be in the past life or whatever it is. You kind of like create a story. But then you roll for statistics. You have different stats like strength, intelligence, charisma, etc., and skills as well as magic if you're a magic user. And you basically roll various dice to get these particular stats. And once you have the stats, you can develop what skills they have. For instance, if you're a thief, you want to do like lock picking, maybe like yeah, stealth kind of things, dual wield, proficiency in daggers, etc. If you're a warrior, you definitely want to use like reduce hindrance with using plate mail, proficiency with large weapons, kind of thing. And based on that, you have various numbers. You have like an armor class, you have your hit points, you have various different values that whenever you have an encounter, you roll. You hear a lot of times roll for initiative. Basically, initiative means your pecking order whenever there's a fight. And it can be completely random. That's where you roll dice. And based on the different values, like you have to do a strength check or charisma check or wisdom check based on different actions. Like if you're doing, like if you're, for instance, you're trying to grapple someone, use strength. Or if you're trying to pick a lock or use magic, you may want to do, or trying to resist magic, you may do like a constitution save or something like that. And based on the numbers that you have, you maybe pass or fail. Now, with a 20, typically you roll a 20-sided dice and you add your bonus, whatever your bonus is. Then, based on that, if you roll, you probably hear like 20 or 1. A critical 1 means it's an automatic fail, and usually you get hurt from it. A 20 is an automatic success. And if you're doing an attack, you can roll again for like possible critical, which means you get like additional damage. That's kind of like the very basic general, you know, nutshell of what D&D is. So like, for instance, as a DM, I would say, okay, your character is in a room with no lights. You don't know who you are or where you are. What do you do? And then you would say, oh, let me search for a light. And you do like a search check or a listen check. And then based on your roll, you would either succeed in finding a light or you fail and you stumble in the dark, kind of thing. And you have some interesting results. I'll give you an example. I was playing a Marvel campaign where it's slightly different. It's the roll of the dice is based on a percentage from like 0 to 100, and based on various modifiers, increases or decreases your chance, basically your hero equivalent. And my character met with a female, and I was trying to flirt with her for some reason. And I wound up like rolling a 20, which was an automatic success. But it was so good that the female character actually fell in love with the character, and then wound up getting like married to him because I think I rolled another 20 on some other thing, and but it came with a indirect penalty where I was fighting and I would get a phone call while in the middle of a fight, and I would have to actually pick it up and answer because if I didn't, it'd be get penalized for various different things. So can't you imagine like my character was phasing through a robot, doing like a sonic weapon inside the robot to try to destroy it. And I get a phone call like, "Yes, dear. No, dear. I can't talk to you right now. I'm fighting this 20-foot metal monster. Yeah, I'll get the groceries," kind of thing. So stuff like that can make the game kind of funny and interesting. And because you, as much as you want to plan a campaign as a DM or a GM, or even as your character, the roll of the dice can make things go very interesting ways. Like having a critical fail. Like if you're a mage and you cast a fireball and half your party's in front of you and you get a critical fail, well, you may have accidentally roasted half your team, kind of thing. It's fun. So try local. If not, roll 20. I mean, I've been looking for people to play, so maybe we could set something up. That's another New Year's resolution, is to actually get a game going, because I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And even as a birthday gift, there's been a few people that have been wanting to do it. I want to do it. So let's get her done, as they say. Oh, it'd be, if for a very, very off chance, not going to, hold my breath on this, if Vin Diesel actually catches this, if you don't know, Vin Diesel loves playing D&D. I mean, he really loves the game a lot. I think he's even GM'd before. I don't know about that. But if you come across this for some odd reason, I'd love to play with you, man. I'd like to see your creative side and your game style to see what you're like. So that's an open invitation. Vin Diesel, if you want to play, look me up. Also, Elon Musk, if you somehow come across this, I don't know if you like playing, but I want to get you in a game as well, because I have a bone to pick with you. Instant, yeah, sure, yeah, we could do it off live for details and such. So yeah, a D&D campaign with Vin Diesel and Elon Musk, and who else would be kind of weird? Maybe Billy. I don't know if Billie Eilish would like it if she was into that stuff, and she's kind of young for it. Or maybe who is that? Rhonda chick? I forget who that girl was singing in the New Year's. I forget when they like Shay, not Shay. I can't remember. But it'd be kind of cool to. Good mythical morning, guys. Yeah. I'm trying to think, who is that? It was that singer that I saw in the New Year's Eve celebration in New York, but she was out of Louisiana. Dark hair. I can't remember what her name is. I just saw it, but I can't remember. Actually, nah. If I start playing around with YouTube, I'll probably get some weird copyright and such. Pokemon Go. I guess to finish all my mythical research, take out Team Rocket, because I didn't record it, but for the first time in a long time, I actually battled and lost fighting against Team Rocket. So I'm gonna have to really get that nailed down. It was challenging, and I actually liked losing, because it was like, man, these guys are tough. This is not a simple, you know. But yeah, Pokemon Go has kind of slowed down for me, and with good reason. It's been out for a while. I'm trying to look for the latest greatest, and I might do more DLive stuff versus YouTube. I don't know. It's kind of a weird in the air thing right now with DLive. maybe look for or start a new platform. I don't know. I'm not giving up on YouTube yet. Maybe like further down the year, I've been trying to save up for a new car, so that's something I'm working on. I want to get like a truck. Now, makes it sound like I have money. I don't. I'm just trying to save up for it. So, new truck. Fix the house more. Get things more mundane house bills kind of stuff. I won't get into that because that's boring. But definitely want to go more places, travel more. And hey, if YouTube, for some reason, my channel starts skyrocketing and it pays for itself, I'll visit you guys. Yeah, same here. In fact, I actually, one video I did, there's a chair over there, kind of there, where I said if I had 1 million subscribers, it's a very comfy chair. I'll let you sit on that chair. Still an open thing. And for 1 billion subscribers, I would take someone, the 1 billion subscriber, take them to Key West, or like a weekend at Key West kind of thing. Because I'm thinking if I have 1 billion subscribers, I'd be able to afford it. So, but that's a goal. It's nothing. That'd be kind of cool if I just somehow got 1 billion subscribers out of nowhere. People would be like, well, "How did that happen?" That's why I want to do. I want to get it to a point where I'd be like, how did that happen? I don't understand it, but yeah. I make a decent size and a bunch of fun stuff, things that YouTubers do. Meet my favorite. Who would you? Okay, I'm curious about this. What would you like to do, and who would you like to meet at VidCon? Because I actually thought about going to that last year, but closer to last minute, I decided not to. Mostly because a lot of the content creators on there I was iffy on, and the panels I would have gone to would have been just kind of more fun stuff, not really. There were really like few from actual YouTube that would have been interesting. But I did talk to a buddy of mine who's also on YouTube. I'll do a shout out since he gave me this. His YouTube channel is Evil Basic. He promotes a lot of music groups on there, and he has like several thousand subscribers. And he gave me an indication of things which might help. So I may just want to give it a shot. Maybe it'll accelerate things. Always been wanting to go to VidCon, but never have. You know what? You will. But who do you want to see? If you let's say this. You go to VidCon, you could have your dream list of content creators. Who would you like to see on there? Specifically, like what would you like to do? Like you can include like PewDiePie and Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, or whoever maybe like PewDiePie. I don't think will ever go to VidCon, but I don't think he doesn't get asked, I think. But yeah, who would you pick to go? If you wanted to see someone. Curious. I don't know if there's too many people I would visit or want to see. I still want to meet up with Trainer Tips. He was in DC earlier last year, but I was around playing Pokemon Go, and I would have loved to bump into him. Maybe done like a collab or just did like a shout out or something like that. I'm trying to think who else I'd like to meet. For what? Venos Gaming, Wildcat. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think who else would I like to meet. For laughs and giggles, Dylan from the Chills channel, does a lot of ghost things. Just because he's doing a lot of music stuff lately, and to be honest, I actually watched a couple. So Mark, Ethan, Bob, Sean. Yeah, Sean maybe. Yeah. Okay. I just thought about this. So Chills, because I actually watched some of your music videos, and to you know, I'm honest whenever it comes to my opinion on things, and I actually liked some of your videos. The the effects and such were actually really cool, and the vocals actually were decent. You know, I was expecting to watch this, like, because if you know, the guy's name is Chill. The channel's name is Chills, but his name is Dylan, and he's known for his voice. He has a I can't reproduce it, but it's like, uh, but if you research like foot lettuce, he's the foot lettuce guy. Reason why that became famous is because PewDiePie came across one of his videos and kind of like, who is this guy and why does he sound like this? He sounds like, let me see if I could reproduce this. My name is Dylan. I have I have foot lettuce. I do ghost videos. It's hard to reproduce his voice. But it has a certain key voice to it. Maybe Sir Spooks, because I've been watching his videos a lot. He does a lot of ghost things as well. I was gonna say Etika, but he's gone. I have a weird suspicion of what happened to him. Well, Vanilla Melon, but I don't know if she's doing much these days. Um, of course, PewDiePie, just because I was doing a lot with that whole PewDiePie versus T series, and I just wanted to talk to him about that. And also because he's still high in the YouTube list, but T series has definitely gone way, way past him, and it's not even mentioned anymore. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know who else to meet. I don't really watch too many content providers outside of my interest groups. Oh, that's cool. Did you put it on YouTube or you just kind of did it on your own? The only music things I've done were PMVs, but basically just moshing various clips together and try to make it relatable to a song. Kind of similar to AMVs or very Mr. Beast. Yeah, actually, yeah, I wouldn't mind talking to Mr. Beast because he's definitely got his whole money for nothing, chicks for free kind of niche of, you know, and I know that he's not making as much money as everyone claims it. A lot of it gets cycled through. He gets money through promoting a lot of things, but a lot of things that he promotes are for various skits and things that he does on his channel. Now, I don't know if he gets a decent cut from that or, but it's a very interesting thing that he got into there. So, I don't know. That'd be cool if like he came into my channel and just started talking. I don't have any donation things coming up. I still have my Patreon and PayPal, which I haven't seen any action in. I'm not promoting it. I may have to go in there and tweak it a little bit to try to allow just like a one-time thing versus a monthly thing. It's weird. But yeah, I'll play around with it a little more because it'd be nice if that was getting some traction as well. But we'll see. New year, new hopes, new energies. Also remember those who have to spend a lot of money, you got to earn, make a lot. Yeah, and sometimes the opposite is true too. Sometimes to earn a lot of money, you have to spend money. The unfortunate reality of business is sometimes you have to invest in yourself enough to get yourself out there. It's a little bit of risk. I guess the more risk, more reward kind of thing. I don't know. Also, I definitely want to spend more time with family this year, and also remembering those that have gone and stuff like that. One thing as you get older is you start reminiscing of people that are in your lives and such, and just it gets into a weird area where you think about the future, but you also think about the past. When you're younger, you don't really think much of the past. You're just in the now, and that's great. That's absolutely great. That's necessary. But the past creeps up a lot of times because the more things you experience, and the age is not even an issue with that. It's just the more that you experience life, the more you start contemplating and thinking about what you really want. Because life has a way of kind of kicking you around, whether you like it or not. So I think for me, 2020 is going to be about me kicking life around and getting it and wrangling it and just making it work for me. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. Well, Tragic Winter, I hope you have a really good year this year, and I hope that everything will do what you need to do for YouTube, and that they'll settle down and actually just focus on promoting their content creators instead of creating all these crazy cyclical minutia of policy changes that keep on creeping up. Because they really need to creep. They really need to step up or make way, because there's going to be someone that's going to come along and say, "Hey, we're going to be the new YouTube," and kind of like what Facebook did to MySpace. I have a feeling something's going to come up that's going to do that to YouTube. It's like, yeah, YouTube's yesteryear. Now we're the more sophisticated, mature content provider. Maybe that's the thing. I mean, I don't D Live. I don't think it's going to do that because it's really because they're all based on cryptocurrency, and that cryptocurrency is such a weird thing right now that it's not really reliable. Like you can't trust like a retirement or cryptocurrency is great for buying weird things on the deep web or the dark web, what do you call it? Getting obscure things and making a lot of money accidentally at one point if you're quick and smart enough. Other than that, it's like no slow growth, no consistency, no. But it needs to exist because right now the Securities Exchange Commission does not like cryptocurrency because it's not regulated, and just for that sole purpose alone, cryptocurrency has to stay around and it has to grow because of that. Because we need a decentralized currency. Bitcoin may not be the way to go, but there needs to be something that can be used for the common man, kind of thing, like something that's worth like $1, not 10,000 per coin or something ridiculous like that. Just something that is worth $1 and will roughly stay $1, and you can buy and sell things like cash, but through this, and be like a worldwide thing. TikTok and Vine, yeah. TikTok's kind of weird. Uh, I remember when PewDiePie was like making fun of it and such, but I remember catching him actually doing a TikTok video while he was making fun of it, and it was very. He was just doing something stupid. I don't know. I I don't know about TikTok. It's very. I don't know if it's like a fad or people are trying to make a career out of it, or I know that a lot of people jumped in on it and try to become popular and become like the TikTok girl or whatever. But if you noticed, you see it in memes a lot, but the name is kind of quieted down and it's been kind of not as prevalent. I mean, you still see it everywhere, but it's not like it's TikTok. It's just like, oh, it's from TikTok, but it's in a mix of other things. So I don't know. I actually have two videos out there, but they're silly, just playing around with it. Oh no. I feel like we're at a saturation point right now where there's too much social media. You have TikTok, you have Vine, you have Omegle, you have YouTube, you have Snapchat, Instagram, um, Line, Google Chats. I'm trying to think of like WhatsApp. You know, all these. It's just it's getting too much. There's too much out there. Like okay, one thing is like about New Year's, and this kind of showcases this. Last year for 2019, actually I'll go back even 2018 when I was well yeah when I filmed it at work. There was a the Dick Clark special, one other, then the one live YouTube, and then one California thing. That was more or less it. And then the year after that, the California thing existed, the New York thing existed, and then there were a couple YouTube channels, including me. Now the 2 years before that, I streamed both the New York and the California thing, but then it got over 10,000 views within like the first half an hour, but then it got shot down because of Kanye West. I still don't want to get into that right now, but yeah, that really like it got a lot of traction on my channel for that particular moment, but because of the copyright and what he did, which kind of squashed it, which was stupid. But like this year, I noticed that it was like CNN, Fox, CBS, Disney, one other Seattle Space Needle, and one other thing. They all did New Year's, and I think that's becoming the wave of the future, where it's no longer going to be like somebody doing New Year's. It's going to be whoever your favorite content provider is going to be streaming New Year's. So it's going to be like PewDiePie New Year's Live kind of thing, and people are just going to gravitate towards that. I hope not, because that's just going to get way too crazy. But I don't know. Yeah, I was earlier. I was playing. I've been playing Star Trek Fleet Command a lot, a lot, and I gotta really. I have a main goal in that game. Two main goals. One is to get the USS Enterprise, and two to visit Sol, which is like our solar system, and just to see Earth. Then I'm going to stop the game. But in order to get to that, it's been taking a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time, which is more time than I could be doing on YouTube and a million other things. But I was talking on there, and where was I going with this? Oh, well, I guess the New Year's resolution would be just to finish that, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting tired. Gotta walk that guy. Maybe get another snack. Um, yes, I mean, I wasn't really expecting the channel to blow up like having a lot of people on, because it's like 3. Yeah, it's almost 4 o'clock now. But I was hoping to get more California people on. So I'm just gonna cut it short now, because it's now officially 2020 now. I think even in Hawaii it hit the new year now. So I'll probably head out. I'm going to do more live game streams, as well as other things. So keep watching. Again, it's not going to be a daily thing. It may be like a weekly or bi-weekly, or whenever I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to stick to a schedule, because I know that helps. But yeah, so Tragic, thank you for sticking around. Hopefully you'll have a good tomorrow. It's a day off for a lot of people. I've got a lot of things I need to do, unfortunately. But take care, and I will talk to you on Discord as well as Instagram to see if we can get something going with D&D or collab or something. And yeah, let's see what happens. All right, well, Wolfpack, Rockstars, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram. I'll do some shout outs. Hugh Jackman, thanks for
saying hi to me a couple times on Instagram. Andrea Libman, thanks for talking to me a few times on Twitter. Uh, Trainer tips, you never got back to me in my letter, so bad on you. You need to get back to me on that. Uh, Vin Diesel and Elon Musk, let's do a D&D campaign together. If this somehow gets to you, I'll call you out on it. Let's do it. Surprise me. Uh, who else? Oh yeah, Big Dub fam, close, local, extended as well. You guys are awesome. Keep going. Leave a comment. Just say hi. Even if I didn't know you personally from Big Dub, just say hi. Yeah, the actor. He's on my Instagram. No, he's is he on my Instagram? Yeah, he's on my Instagram. But I think I also talked to him on Twitter once, twice. I forget. Um, oh yeah, that's right. Tom Cruise. I want to talk to you about the time we met in New York City. Oh, it's more than like more than 10 years now, 15 years, or maybe even longer than that. I'll just say New York City. What's the name of that bar down in Lower Manhattan? I forget. It's where they have the mountain of bras and the girls jump in the bar and dance, and I forget the name of it. But yeah, talk to you about that. And uh, and Patrick Stewart, good job on the new Star Trek Picard. I can't wait to see it. Uh, can't think of anyone right now, but if I do, I'll make another video on that. Yeah, so I'll catch you later. Tragic Winter, thank you for stopping by. And for all those out there that watch this, maybe watch this later, have a wonderful, fantastic, productive, lucrative, empowering, enticing, joyful new year, new decade, and hope and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Festivus, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Winter Solstice, Yule, and can't know if there's anything else. Well, it was Happy Hanukkah. Good seasons to all, and take care. Peace out.